Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to do something pretty cool. We're going to see the invisible. We're on the hunt for those hidden electrical hotspots lurking in your wiring. You know, the kind that can quietly build up and become a major fire risk. So let's get right into it. Have you ever just wondered, why is this system not performing like it should? Or maybe you've had that little spark of concern, that gut feeling about a specific connection. Well, the scary truth is, a serious hazard could be quietly building up heat right this second, totally out of sight. And that hidden heat, that's exactly what we're tackling first. We're calling this the invisible fire risk. Our whole goal here is to find these unseen threats before they get a chance to mess with your system, or worse, your safety.
You see, electrical wiring carries way more than just current. It carries a ton of potential danger. And what's kind of wild is that it doesn't take some massive failure to cause a disaster. Nope, a single, tiny, loose connection, that's all it takes to generate a shocking amount of heat, which wastes energy and creates a serious fire risk.
So you're probably asking, how does one tiny little flaw create so much heat? Well, the answer is all in the science. And we're not just going to show you what to look for, we're going to dig into the why it happens. Because honestly, this one principle is the key to understanding every single hotspot you'll ever find. It all comes down to something called I²R heating. I know, it sounds a little complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. The best way to think about it is like electrical friction. Anytime you've got current, and we represent that with a letter I, flowing through any kind of resistance, that's our R, it's going to generate heat, period. And here it is, the formula that explains the whole thing. Power equals I²R. P here is the power, or really, the heat being generated. But look really closely at that. The key, the absolute game changer, is that the heat isn't just proportional to the current I, it's proportional to the current squared. That little detail has massive consequences. Let's break that down. So, in a healthy, clean connection, your resistance, R, is super low. So very little heat is produced, everything is efficient. But in a faulty or corroded connection, that resistance goes way up. Now, because that current, I, is squared in our formula, even a tiny increase in resistance makes the heat generation just skyrocket. And that right there, that's your dangerous hotspot. All right, so now that we get the why, it is time for the how. This is your practical, step-by-step guide. Think of it as the inspection blueprint that you can follow to find these hotspots safely and effectively. Okay, let's walk through this blueprint together. Step 1, and this is totally non-negotiable, get your PPE on. Gloves, goggles, the works. Step 2, power up the system. I mean, you can't see heat if there's no current flowing, right? Third, you're going to scan from a safe distance. Let the camera do the risky work for you. Fourth is the hunt. You're looking for that one component that's glowing hotter than all its neighbors. Fifth, once you find it, document it. And finally, and I mean this is the most critical step of all, always power down the entire system and verify it is dead before you even think about touching a single thing. Okay, so you followed the steps, you've done your scan, and boom, you found a hotspot. Great. But finding it is really only half the battle. Now you got to put on your detective hat and decode what that heat is actually trying to tell you. And this right here is the magic number you really need to remember. A temperature difference of 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, that's roughly 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit, above a similar healthy component, that's a major red flag. That is the system basically screaming for your help. Think of this table as your decoder ring. So if you see a single, bright point of heat on a terminal, you're almost certainly looking at a loose or corroded connection. If an entire wire is uniformly warm, well, that wire might be too small for the job, or maybe the circuit is just overloaded. And if you see that one breaker is way hotter than the others next to it, you could be looking at an unbalanced load or even a faulty breaker that's on its last legs. So we've found the heat, we've diagnosed the potential cause. Now we get to the most important part of this entire process, making your next move and doing it safely. This is where it really counts. Okay, let's be absolutely crystal clear on these rules. A thermal camera is for looking, not for touching. You never, ever work on a live circuit, ever. And be extra careful if there's any moisture around. Water and live electricity are a lethal combination. And, the final rule is maybe the most important. If you have any doubt at all, just stop. Stop what you're doing and call a professional. It's the smart thing to do. I really want this to sink in because it's the core message of this whole explainer. A thermal camera is an incredible tool. It empowers you to find the problems, but the actual work, the repairs, that has to be done safely. And that always starts with turning the power off. And that brings us to the final, crucial question you have to ask yourself. You've used this amazing technology to find a potential hazard. Now, looking at the problem and being honest about your own expertise, is this a fix you can handle safely, or is it time to make the smart call to a professional? Making the right choice right here is what truly keeps you and everyone else around you safe.